Hey, I'm Shareece, and this is my channel, Spirit, Soul, Sense, Information for Your Soul. It's a place for positivity and peace, and sometimes I cover Black topics, which is what I'm doing today. So this video has three parts. The first part is going to be like a direct explanation of the title of the video. The second part is going to be anti-Blackness, exploring how people are using the Moynihan report. And then the third part really focuses on mindset work and how we've all been brainwashed and how it's very important to unplug from the matrix. So I have lots of notes, so forgive me, okay? So I came upon this topic based on a comment that was left on one of my videos. The young lady left a comment on the video I did about winter is coming for the modern woman. And when people leave these sorts of comments, so one of the things I tell my mother, right? You can only project what's inside of you. And I say here on my channel, you can only project what's inside of you. And so when I'm receiving this sort of information, I'm just like, I just don't understand what is going on. Who is this person? I don't know. And then I watched a video that I probably shouldn't have watched, but it was intriguing. I like to tap into the different places in people's minds. The internet has made it very easy to explore what other people are thinking. So on my channel, I have a few videos on being a psychologist. So as a psychologist, one of the first things that we're trained to do is not diagnose people that we have not treated. So I don't expect people who haven't studied psychology at the doctoral level, right? I'm a licensed psychologist, to understand how to use a book that's flawed, and be able to explain it to other people in a way. I've taken course after course after course, years of studying that book that was used in a video. What I'm talking about is the DSM, right? This woman was talking about the DSM, and she was diagnosing Black men, the collective, as having antisocial, narcissistic personality disorder, which felt really problematic to me. And right? No, it's not true. It's not true that Black men are narcissistic and have antisocial personality disorder. I have a video on my channel where I talk about maybe my ex was a narcissist, but in actuality, I don't really think he was. But the actual things that he has would be difficult to discuss and explain to people who don't have a psychology background. There's lots of different types of personality disorders. So using this kind of language to describe Black men, whenever people have this emotional response, the aggression, the talking fast, the talking down, no, it has to be this way and no other way. See, this confirms everything that I already believe. You have to understand that people can only talk from their experience. Whatever has gone on in their life, whoever they partnered with, had children with, all of these things impact your childhood and how you present yourself to the world. If there is pain and anger inside, it will come out no matter what. So if you leave an angry comment on my page, if you call me names, if you don't even listen to the video and you already have a rebuttal, I understand where that comes from. So like the 4 agreements, I don't take anything personally because I know you don't know me, and I know that I have facts, right, that are supported by research to explain some of the things I'm saying. And it's not coming from an emotional place. I mean, I love our community, but this response is not, oh, I feel attacked. I don't feel attacked. But for the people out there who are, consuming this sort of information, I would say hard pause, because what I like to do on my channel here is solutions. So lots of people are talking about what the problem is. I want to talk about how you can live your best life. Okay, so let's talk about the Moynihan report and anti-Blackness. The Moynihan report was a research study. He's collecting data, a white man, right? Back in the day, no red flags there. That's sarcasm. Collecting data on Black poverty. So the Moynihan report specifically looks at poverty among Black families in the United States. So the Moynihan report, tried to give an explanation for why marriage was so low among Black families. I think there is an answer for all of this, which is structural racism. It's very hard to explain structural racism to white people. And so, I'm not even sure that Black people have a good understanding of what structural racism is, how we got here, how it still affects us now, even though there aren't certain laws in place. Like, redlining is a big one that affected Black communities, which has affected the amount of wealth Black families have. There is no more redlining like it was done in the 70s. There's no more of that, but there are still racist people who make it very difficult for Black families to enter certain spaces. And then even imagine a family enters and they're surrounded by whiteness and white people are uncomfortable. There's some people who go their whole lives without real interaction with Black people outside of people they hire, or people at work. They have no real interactions with them. So they don't really see them as neighbors or people that they can commiserate with. And so they sometimes run them out of neighborhoods. And this affects the kind of wealth, power that Black families have been able to have. So the Moynihan report, I think, it's just data, but people can interpret data to support whatever it is that they want. My point is slavery in the United States, Jim Crow in the United States, the civil rights movement, all those things happened in the United States in a way that it didn't happen anywhere else in the world. I'm from the Caribbean. We did a fire burn, right, to rid ourselves of the plantation owners because we outnumbered white people on the islands. So we ran them out, right? We said, we're not doing this no more. Also in the Caribbean, it had some of the worst slavery conditions. So there was a steady supply of people who were enslaved being brought over. So a lot of the culture is still fresh because we didn't stay alive that long to lose. Do you know what I mean? People were just coming over and reminding people of where you came from. And so we have a fierceness, a fight that was really, really died down in Black people in America. I would not consider this weakness. I think the person who is of African American descent, directly descendant of slavery, I think this is a strength. I really think that even after everything that was done in the United States, Black people have persevered. Black people had said, no, we're not going to give up. We are going to keep our traditions. We are going to keep as much as we can. We're going to fight. We're going to teach ourselves to learn how to read. There's so much to be proud of if you are directly descendant of, slaves in America. Because it's amazing. I think it's really, really amazing and quite the feat. So to call these people weak or to talk about your ancestors not fighting back, I don't support that narrative. And to me, it supports an anti-Black victim blaming mentality, which helps me get into my third point, right? So after white people in power, racist white people in power, decided this is what they were going to do, right? There are so many scholars out there talking about how, trauma lives in the cells, how trauma is passed down from generation to generation. And, the white supremacy, the people in power who wanted to uphold slavery, had to do so by denigrating, right? Making Black people look less than white people. And they did that for so long. That's why I say we've all been brainwashed into this system of white is right and Black is wrong. We've all. That's why there's colorism in the Black community. So, I think it's important for the people who are on the ground doing community work to continue addressing the collective. I am much more practical in that I want you who are watching to be aware of some of the things that are happening in our society. Yes, reparations would be great. Yes, the poverty level has decreased for Black families in the US. But as you can see, because there is a thing happening, it's a thing happening between men and women across the world, in the East and the West. But specifically in the Black community, there are problems that haven't been solved for a long time. And so everything is, exacerbated and extreme. And the internet, when you go and find these little niches and pockets of people in pain, spouting more pain, spreading their pain, having big platforms of just their pain. Like they're paying. You will not find me on my channel just going on and on and on and on and on, and being disrespectful to people because I'm happy. Because my life is full of joy and peace. I like it here. I like the men in my life. I forgive myself for every mistake that I've ever made. There's nothing in my past that can be used against me. I think it's our responsibility, each of us individually, to live our best life. And so one of the ways to unplug from the matrix is to ask questions, and not judgmental questions, open questions. Question everything. Wonder why people are doing what they're doing. Why is there a video about men being narcissistic, antisocial personality? Why? What's the purpose of it? How does it help us? What is the solution to our problem? Why is there so much animosity between Black men and Black women? When you ask questions, you will find answers. And hopefully those answers lead you to some awareness that you do not have to buy into the chaos, the drama, the negativity, that you can decide for yourself that you want to do things differently. That there's nothing wrong with wanting a partner who's loving and supportive. That you can find a woman or a man who is kind, wants to see you happy, will do whatever it takes, right? That there's no perfect relationship. There will be problems, but you don't have to be in a toxic one. You don't have to be in one that you're called out of your name. You can be in one where the person uplifts you. Family, I love my family. Family is everything to me. And I know a lot of people come from really toxic families, unhealthy things, but you also have the choice to create a family. You can choose who you want to have children with. You can choose who you spend the rest of your life with. You can create a new family of friends. You can find your tribe. These things are not impossible. And I think being aware is the hardest part. Becoming conscious is the hardest part. And if you've made it this far into this video, you should probably continue watching videos on my channel, because what I focus on is having an abundance mindset, that you can have whatever it is that this world has to offer, as much of it as you want. You can live the life of your dreams. I wish this for everyone. I want joy and peace for everyone. Racism is a real thing. Sexism is a real thing. Challenges are real in every single person's life. None of these things have to stop you permanently from achieving whatever it is that you want. Be mindful of the information that you consume. Spend less time on social media. Love on yourself first. Love yourself first. Okay? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to subscribe, share this video with someone you think it may help, and thank you for watching.